Okay, good morning to all of you. So now today we are observing the types of garden. This is our third lecture. So as per syllabus, there are different types of gardens as roof, terrace, vertical, rock garden, water garden, sunken garden, bottle garden, and the circular garden. So we will see the one by one. Here you are observing these are the nice pictures of the home terrace. Terrace means the upper part of the home. Generally in the foreign countries and now at our well developed cities are there. Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, like this one, Hyderabad. So there, Bangalore. There is also the such developments are there. So these are the first type it is the roof garden. So you are observing these are the good photographs of this one. Then secondly, about the roof garden, a roof garden is a any garden on the roof of a building. Simple meaning is there. Besides this, generally it gives the decorative benefit, and generally the plantings provides as a food temperature control and the hydrological benefit. That is, food means the certain vegetable crops. They are easy to grow there at the top of the home, and therefore it is possible. Secondly, in the summer season, the roof of the building it is generally having the too heated due to the sunlight intensity, and therefore it is to be important and hydrological benefit. So it is keeping the cool due to the watering to the plants are there. So basically, as you observe here how the different types of the roofs are there. Okay, so this is very nice. I have selected some photographs for our study. Then medium of the depth is there. So generally how the roof garden system generally done. So it includes the certain plants are there like sedum, herbs, grasses, then other vegetation. Grasses means the lawns are there for the greenery, and so therefore here we are observing this is a very good part is there in this one. Then secondly, in the roof garden, as we are observing here, the generally having the irrigated areas and the unirrigated area. So generally direct watering is avoided. There is a use of the drip, then mist, or the sprays of the water are there. So ड्रीप मीन्स द ड्रीप इरिगेशन ऑलरेडी वी आर नोईंग. मिस्ट म्हणजे फॉग म्हणतात त्याला. सो जनरली ओनली कीपिंग द ह्युमिडिटी मेंटेनन्स. अँड सेकंडली द स्प्रे इरिगेशन. सो स्प्रे सिस्टम स्प्रिंकलर्स आर देअर लाईक दिस वन. देन इन ॲज पर द एरिया, so generally it is to be applied. Then there is having the about this characteristic for the root system is there. So generally it is having the less than 50 pounds per square foot. So here the saturated weight of the soil generally. So potted plants may be used. Here you are observing there are the certain shallow ultra extensive systems are there. So they are ranging from 2.5 to 4 feet in the depth. So certain these are made. Then secondly, as there is having the systems of the some generally there is the use of this particularly as you are observing. These are the step like arrangement is there. So what is it? So here the names are given to this one. So just we will see the by magnifying this, right? So here you are observing there is the one part is there as it is very interesting because in our region it is not now well developed, but here the typical buildings they having detail for the index are there, and therefore in these character certain plannings using the either the insta or the hs planting systems are there. So what is meaning of the this one? We will see the one. Here you are observing the labels are there: A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. So what is it? So here explanations are there. So A means for the register, drought resisting certain varieties are there. So generally they are at the top. Then at the B place, generally substrate, it is having the well balance. So secondly, there is having the it is having the low in the weight. At the C place, generally water retention, it is possible. So therefore there is having the non-rooted, certain plants are selected, not going the deep. Then at the D, there is having the depend of the anti-roots are there, membranes are generally used. So certain plants are selected. Like this one, there is a E is there, or the generally it is to be used for the protection, generally, or it is used for the cultivation. So at the angle of the 25 degree. So like this, you remember this diagram for the terrace garden. So different structures are there. Then height and the weight calculations as per the table. Extensive green roof system. So this system is there, green roots system. So I think you are knowing about this character, right? So basically, as we have to see about this one, here the this typical system. So just we have seen, again we will see this one. So these are the good structures are there, and here the as there is having the roof of the buildings, they are to be developed for this one. Secondly, there is having the extensive roof gardens. They shows there are the different materials needed for this one, and in the types of the garden, shallow and the HS, these are the two systems are there. Shallow means up to the 2 feet depth of the soil, and here up to the 2 to 4 feet, right? So materials needed for this one, there is in the rooftop, generally the growing containers, growing medium, and the other materials are there. So what is growing containers? Nowadays plastic containers are there, so they are used. Commonly we are calling as pots are there, which as per the nature of the plant, either herb, shrub, or sedum. Sedum, that is the which are prostrate to the surface. It is called as the sedum type, small plants. So secondly, there are the climbers may be there, herb may be there, and generally it shows looks like a wildlife feature like, so naturally growing. Secondly, in the root garden, here you are observing there are the certain systems are there. These two systems, one is the insta system and second one is the HS system. So what is insta? So it consists of rolls of pre-grown sedum. Sedum, that is the small plants are there. Then like the your lawns are there, we are knowing green lawns are there. So this type of the plant, and suitably it should be flat and maybe the slopy regions are there. The vegetation grown in the continuous manner, about 80% vegetation cover is there, as per our desire, as per our wish, right? Then in HS system, the individual sedum, generally it is to be selected, and it is generally up to the 25 centimeter, generally, as it is to be dipped into the soil. So the cultivation, generally there may be the different types of 15 types of varieties. Suppose we may select the any plants, small vegetative, used for the ornamental साठी ज्या वापरतो आपण, अशा प्लांट्स ह्याच्यामध्ये वापरल्या जातात, राईट. नंतर in this one, the height and the weight, generally it is calculated. So in this one, just you see this table. So we are knowing as there is having the specifically this nature is there in the height and the weight. uh, we have to give about the part about these typical characters of the plants are there, right? So I will send you the PDF for the observation on the group, right? Please go to the detail. Then deep roof garden, it is generally typically it shows the system requiring the greater growth and the media growth is there, right? Then typically it requires the irrigation and it is generally the weight of the plant is there. One another part is there as we are observing here, the major part is there. We may show there is having the here we will observe in the landscape. So typical cross-sectional detail comparison. So it gives the idea also how the plantation is done, how the soil system is there. In this one, there is having the edge of this box or internal box gutter is used. There are the two pots actually, one for the plant and another for the water surrounding to it. So this system generally used for the terrace garden. Nextly, there are the certain parapet edges are there. You see this diagram A B C D E F. So like this one. So it is horizontal. In the A, here you observe the prominent barriers are there, or the generally minerals supply is there, water supply is there. आता हे हॉर्टिकल्चरचे वर्ड जे आहेत गार्डनिंगचे ते थोडेसे तुमच्या रायटिंगमध्ये आले पाहिजे. सपोज इंटरनल रेन वॉटर त्याचा आउटलेट ऑफ द इंडेक्स फॉर द रूफ. नंतर सेकंडली इट शोज लाईक दिस वन, म्हणजे हाऊ द सिस्टीम इज डन. सपोज द वॉटर इज स्टोरिंग and terrace is there and there is a system is done. Then internal gutter detail for the index. So see this green roof system, it is to be applied. आता या ठिकाणी हे फोटोग्राफ जे तुम्ही बघताय ते फक्त स्ट्रक्चरल आहे, म्हणजे हाऊ द एक्सटेन्सिव्ह ग्रीन रूफ इट इज टू बी डेव्हलप बाय द ॲडव्हान्स टेक्निक्स, राईट, or the scientific method. Then secondly there are these systems are there, म्हणजे प्लांट्स अँड व्हर्टिकल, म्हणजे रूफ गार्डनमध्ये त्या ठिकाणी कसे व्हर्टिकल लेयर्स केले जातात, तर ते या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला थोडंसं लक्षात ठेवावं लागेल. ओके. नंतर डिटेल्स फॉर इन्व्हर्टेड रूफ बिल्डिंग. इन्व्हर्टेड रूफ बिल्डिंग अप इन द इंडेक्स लो पिच एक्सटेन्सिव्ह ग्रीन रूफ. इन्व्हर्टेडमध्ये आपण बघतो की सपोज द लाईट checking is there, or suppose there is having the another part is there, water retention is there, or the growth of the plants are there. So just remember this one. So these are the different. Then about the loading capacity. So as per the calculation of the soil, then taking, then planting material, so it is depend on the load bearing, म्हणजे हाऊ इज द our capacity of the roof, त्याच्यावरून आपण ते वापरू शकतो. सो मिक्स ऑइल्समध्ये ऑर्गॅनिक इनऑर्गॅनिक मॅटर्स जनरली नाउडेज कोकोपीट इट इज यूज्ड इन प्लेस ऑफ द ओरिजिनल सॉइल. ओनली द supply of the nutrient materials are there. So some new techniques are there. So for drainage system generally as priority given the proper watering is there. किंवा त्या ठिकाणी यूज ऑफ द ग्रॅव्हल रिन्स किंवा फिल्टर क्लॉथ्स मे बी यूज्ड फॉर दिस वन. म्हणजे गुड वॉटर सप्लाय इट इज ऑल्सो द वन पार्ट along with the proper pH of the water, it is very important. Then secondly in the roof garden generally designing is important firstly, and then containers, size of container, nature of container, either plastic, cement, or the prepared from the soil. In the choosing of plant material generally the sedum ground plants may be selected, or the microclimatic conditions may be maintained. Then secondly about the sunlight and the wind velocity. It is selected. So for the sunlight and the wind velocity, we have to take the interest in the part of the as per the season. In India, we having three seasons: rainy season, winter, and the summer. But all over the world, generally two seasons are there: summer and the winter is there. There is a rainy season generally seen. Nowadays, climatic changes are there. Global warming is there. So therefore, there are the many problems, and therefore new varieties these are selected. Then in water, about it requires more water in the summer season, and other features are there. It is called as composting. So how the water is compost are given? So generally it should be given as per the tolerable condition of the plants are there. Suppose more compost may effect on the plant. So as per the proportion it is to be given. So remember the simple parts are there in this one. And nextly about the green roofs are there. So these green roofs they shows it reduce the heat and the flux or the energy, and cooling or the heating system is there, right? So we have to consider this one for our study. Then benefit of the these green roofs provide extra space. So here you are observing there are the specifically it is to be done. And amenity space nowadays you are listening. So suppose any area is there, so as per the town planning we have to leave the some space around the home. So therefore I think it is about 80% construction it is possible, 20% we have to keep as a amenity space. And extensive green roofs are there. They are designed as per the 3 by 6 feet, which is the ideal one or the lower one. The flat roof buildings and the apartments, they are having the suitable to do this succulent plant grasses or 1 year growing vegetables like this one. So seasonal plants may be selected. About 8 to 12 inch or more growing mediums they are to be used. So this information is important for the vegetables. Then different common plants they are for the daily uses are there, like the coriander म्हणजे आपण म्हणतो ना कोथिंबीर असेल, कोरिअँडर असेल किंवा धने असेल किंवा बाकीचे व्हेजिटेबल पालक, चाकवत, मेथी असे कॉमन प्लांट्स आपण त्यामध्ये करू शकतो. सो देअर शुड बी हॅविंग द सेमी इंटेन्सिव्ह रूट्स. जनरली they are not more extensive and not less, but they are in between. आणि म्हणून आपल्याकडं जनरली रूट डे म्हणून 6 June is celebrated all over the world. So World Green Roof Day is there, and it is to be known all over the world. Okay, so this is about all about our roof garden. In the next lecture we will see about the terrace garden and vertical garden. Okay, so thanks to all.